The next episode of the podcast Unwell.
Hi everyone, we're so happy to be here with you. Today we're going to speak about a controversial topic about red and green flags. We are all different, so we have different type of flags. Either red, either green. So,
Touch the topic of dating life, what's the green flag for us, what's the red flag for us, and maybe you can also share your thoughts and your experience in the comments. Maybe a green flag for us is a red flag for you, so it's
Exactly.
gonna be also interesting to hear about it. And together with Lucia, we are two completely different,
very different human beings,
different
especially in dating life.
life. We are really different, which is good because at least we are not attracted to the same kind of guys.
Would not be a problem. It's totally fine. There is guys for everyone on this planet. Everyone has enough. But you know, a nice twist will be to speak about green and red flags in business or relationships or colleagues, you know?
Yeah, we can combine it.
We can combine it a little bit, just have different type of angles. It just came to my mind. It might be interesting to speak about this. Just working environment, not rather like professional, but rather more like your team, you know? You are working your teammates, and sometimes some behaviors can also friends and so on. But we can start with dating life. What is your biggest red flag?
I'm not sure if it's the biggest red flag that comes to my mind, but definitely one of the red flag that I noticed recently is if someone doesn't appreciate or doesn't understand that I need my own space and I need my own bubble and I like to spend time by myself. So it's really important for me that, for example, on Saturday morning, I go for a run and nothing disturbs me. And if someone doesn't understand it, or I have really good example. I was dating a guy who told me that I shouldn't go to the swimming pool in the morning because he cannot sleep and I wake him up in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, and then because I go to the swimming pool at 6 a.m., so of course I wake him up and I shouldn't go to the swimming pool so early because then he cannot sleep. So this is the red flag for me. If someone cannot understand that I have my routine, I have my schedule, I need time for my workouts, then bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, boy. You did not survive. I'm extremely sorry. Thank you, next. Thank you, next. Oh my goodness. What's your biggest green flag, man? Do you have it?
Yeah, I love when a guy has also a passion or a hobby. And if it's a common one, then amazing. Running, swimming.
Oh, it's so cute. That's so cute. Riding couple, which annoys me so much.
No, running is my cup of tea, but
Okay.
I accept other sports and I love it when they are just passionate about something.
Sounds super cool. For me, it's like more of the red, like when I would think about the red flag, somehow I would think about the person's generosity and big heart. I think if I have a problem, like if one person is not nice in the way of being nice, but good at heart, it just puts me off. Yeah, it's lacking this empathy. It's just not something that I can get over. If you don't
have it,
exactly, it's like literally to have a good heart. I'm attracted so much to the people who are very generous, and not in speaking about paying for my dinner or taking me a coffee. No, this is one part, but another part is like giving money to a homeless or someone coming and taking giving you some, newspapers to sell, and he's not like give that 10 cents and get that newsletter
Yeah,
despite the fact that he doesn't need it. Like, this drives me so much to a person.
that's true.
It's just a good heart, like a person who wants to do something good at the, like.
This is beautiful. I would also add it, of course. I just didn't think about it as the first thing, but no, I think this is so amazing when people have this empathy and they think
Exactly.
about other people, and you don't have to convince them to do something for others. They just think
Think
about
about
it
it.
and they are doing this.
For me, it's such a big form of respect. I
Yeah.
start respecting that person so much because they can just do this, and it's not in a way of doing it to be visible, but in the way of doing it to be like it's a normal action that they
Yeah.
do in their real life. It's just something very easy. They understand that some people don't have it so easy as others, and they want to help. And
Yeah.
for me, this is, if one person is lacking this part, I would never be with that person. It's
You
just
can
not gonna
understand.
work out.
Same.
Like,
And red flag?
red flag, I guess they are not.
But a different red flag.
I think it's more the people say stuff but they are not followed by the actions. If you are communicating the fact that, okay, so I want to improve my communication, I want to get great at communication, and I am a good communicator, and you are ghosting, or you are not communicating your feelings, or you just come in a conversation and be like, yeah, I didn't think that you were gonna think this way, or this type of phrases that it's like, why didn't you tell me, that I would have answered of like, why did just tell me, and I can figure out a solution. We can work it out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, let's talk about it, let's work on it. But for example, then they don't take actions and they
Exactly.
don't work
It's
on
this missing part of actions.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to speak for the idea to speak. Everyone can speak. It's this is who we are, human beings. Everyone can speak. The problem is speaking and actually following up and actually doing the stuff.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more harder.
And it's same in a relationship, but also with friendship.
Exactly. This is such a big thing also. I think it's greater thing in a friendship rather than romantic, because romantic, you can cut it off.
Yeah.
Like,
The friendship.
it's kind of difficult if you have some people around you that are not doing what they say, or their actions are contradictory. It's actually difficult. It's much more difficult to distance yourself from a friend rather. Yeah.
But with a friendship, I have noticed one thing, and this is really sad.
What?
At least when you need a support, you don't get the support without asking.
But it's good at least you ask. Some people don't ask and they actually just expect it.
Yeah. I stopped asking because I asked a lot, for example, at the beginning when I started with Instagram. And
She has 5,000 followers. She's an influencer.
Let's not call me an influencer, but once I started, I was micro one. But once I started with posting on Instagram, I remember I was texting my friends and asking them for likes. I was like, just go and see if it's
Give
good
me a
or
like.
it's not. Give me a like, give me a comment, because they didn't understand that I am stressed about it, and that it's also really important to get likes and to get comments.
Yes.
And at some point, I just thought, okay, fuck it. They know I need it, but
We
if
don't
they
do it.
don't want to do this, then I will not constantly ask about it.
It has a choose word thing, because if you always ask for likes and support, for example, for the social part, it can become very artificial for them. They'll be like, oh, she's doing it. Yeah, she's doing it for likes again. It's too much. But if you just do it for like, you do the content and have like this trust in you that you're gonna get the
But
right
this
people.
came with time.
Yeah, this
So
came with time.
first, I think 20 posts, I was like, whoa, this is really
Hard.
hard. And I just wanted them to be on my side and
to
like
support.
it's like, yeah, Maria, you're doing great. We are
Maria,
there with you.
nobody believes in you. Honestly, I'm not saying anything, guys. I opened a business and people are like, Lucia, you are crazy. Like, it's just, I think it's easier for people to believe that you cannot do it
Yeah, definitely.
when you can do it.
And cut your wings even
Exactly.
before you start.
Because for them it makes sense, because if you make it, you
Yeah.
put them in a difficult situation, because all people have dreams, have aspirations, have thoughts, and they also want to achieve stuff. The only problem with this is that we don't follow their actions or just don't put it as a top priority.
Cutting your wings
Exactly.
before you start because they are afraid
that you're gonna make it.
Yeah, that you're gonna make
Exactly.
it and you're gonna have your dream, but they didn't have the courage to start.
Exactly. This is what I say.
This is the worst thing. I also I remember when I started with Instagram, so many friends told me it's so easy, but they never started.
See, this is the thing.
They never did the first post, so they even don't know how difficult or how easy it is at the end to just post stuff and be authentic. And
this is actually so disappointing. If from the people, I'm always getting disappointed by the people. It's somehow so sad to just like to see that they want to give up on you or to not let you go just because they have a bigger ego.
Yeah. And that they are afraid to start dreaming, so
exactly
they prefer
to just take everyone down with them.
So everyone is on the same level and not that you're growing and they are staying.
Exactly.
I think it's really amazing, and if you guys have a friend that really supports you in everything you do, then go and thank them so much. Thank them so much, really. I think it's amazing to have this person in your life, and it's also not so common.
It's like to support unconditionally your friends. Like, I do this a lot with my friend Yusra. I always compliment her. I always tell her that I love you. It's like, it's such...
Or that you look beautiful.
Exactly. You look beautiful today. You smell wonderful. You have a beautiful aura. Like, it's something. Like, it's just something
that's a small compliment or small stuff that you know it's gonna make them happy. But it has to be genuine also. Yeah,
Don't do it just the idea for doing it, because it's not... it doesn't look good. If you do it just for doing it, rather not. Just don't. Rather don't do this.
And green flag in a friendship?
I think it's unconditional support. It's part of like being part of your journey no matter what.
Yeah. Honesty.
Exactly. It's so good when people are actually honest.
Yeah.
I do this with my friends, and
you know what Lucia told me one day? That I should start doing my face massage.
It's true.
Because I don't know what's the name of it, but I am getting the cheeks.
Cheeks are big.
Cheeks, and Lucia just told me one day, Maria, start doing the face massage. And you know what? I wasn't mad at her. I was so happy because, of course, in my head I was thinking about it, but I don't know why I just never started. And once she said it, now twice a day I am doing this, and once I am doing this, I am thinking about her. So yeah, this happened twice a day. That's why today in the morning I forgot, so I didn't have to.
If Maria would be a man, I would date her. So sad. Said Maria, you're not a man. Yeah. This is so cute. So honesty actually matters a lot. Yeah. For me, it's not a problem.
Yeah, Lucia is super honest. I think it's really important when you can, like, be honest, but also don't be unfriendly. Like, be honest, but
be kind in your own way. It's like, don't try to be very... It's not being judgmental through your own eyes. Yeah. It's just seeing the person for who they are and just...
Yeah.
Like, don't look at you. I think people are starting to be judgmental because they compare a lot. So I can like, I don't know, people compare their behaviors to someone else's behavior, and after that, like, oh my goodness, we are too ambitious.
Yeah.
We are not too ambitious. You are less ambitious. I just.
I saw a really nice post last week on Instagram that when there are two flowers growing next to each other and they grow together in the same time, but it's not that one flower is taking water and nutrition from another one.
Exactly.
They just grow together, and it was about friendship, that you should be around people that want to grow together.
It's like, this reminds me of these groups of nowadays, the Generation Z or Y, the younger generation.
Younger than we are.
Look, for them, they are in these small groups, and you can find like 5 people, like 5 young boys or also girls, but we can have, each of them can have a small company inside, and they
Yeah.
do some online thing, and each of them, they push each other.
Yeah.
This new generation is
They
are
they
like,
work together.
Exactly.
They support each other, and not that they are taking one stuff, they are jealous and, oh no, I don't want to talk to you anymore
Exactly.
because you're doing something better.
I see a lot of support, but maybe I'm also not very much around. But this is what the impression is.
Yeah.
They're extremely young, and they're very tech and very driven, and they want to work, and they fight with the corporations that they don't give them lunchtime and so on. And somehow it's like, okay,
It's working.
It's working. You know, they are trying to change the system, and it's actually great.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing how the new generations have a different voice and try to change the thing. But yeah, going back, it's like, it's about working together rather than against each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. But people see ego sometimes, it's a little bit bigger than this. I think this is the biggest problem.
Because nowadays people just think about themselves.
Exactly.
And what's good for me, and I don't think about other people. It's only about
myself
and my needs, which is really sad. And
look, it's important to be a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
But I say it with a bit of like, you are selfish in your own world, understanding who you are. Like, you have to be selfish in order to learn who you are.
Yeah.
Learn what you like, learn what you don't like, learn
what you need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this way, you have to put boundaries. But to try to take someone, I don't know, light, or to try to shame someone, just you to make it, that's absolutely not necessary.
It happens a lot at work in different companies. That's competition. Yeah. We were there. Go back to our first episode, Love or Hate, and then you will hear how the journey started. Competition is one thing, but or at school, that for example you want to study with someone and people don't want to study with you.
That's bullying. That's not okay, guys.
Or because they think, okay, I have the knowledge, I don't want to share this knowledge with my friends or my colleagues. I think the same is happening at work, unfortunately.
It's a lot of competition because people want to be the best.
Yeah.
But it's also, it comes, I guess, from not a greedy mindset, but nowadays life becomes a little bit more harder. Our life is a little bit more harder. And what do I want to say? It's not like we're millennials. We are millennials.
Yeah.
Or your generation.
No, I am millennials when it comes to my my life of working. I think I am on the edge of both.
Exactly.
But I am millennials.
Because in our generations, or like older, the thing is, like, the structure, it was clear. The hierarchies, it was clear.
Yeah.
Like, you knew exactly what you need in order to grow in one company. You do 2 years the same role, you achieve this performance, and you get there. While nowadays, you can be a teenager or like a young person of 22, 21 years old, and you can be a founder, you can be like a head of marketing, head of social marketing, even head of accounting, if you can.
We could be as well, but it was just harder for us to imagine.
We have different type of mindset.
Yeah.
We don't think this way.
Yeah.
Millennials have a structure and we have rules and we respect rules.
Yeah.
While the younger generations, they are breaking the rules.
But the thing is that we know the rules, but if you don't get a promotion after 2 years, then you're mad, you want to leave the company because you know that, okay, after 2 years I should be promoted.
Exactly.
And if you don't follow this path, you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I want to do...
Exactly. This is
to leave.
I want to leave, but it's like, this is what I was saying. It's harder because this younger generation comes into the picture and we are destroying all of this past structure that it was, and for us millennials it's a little bit harder to start thinking and competing with them, which they have more expertise, they are younger and they are more creative and more agile and more tech driven and so on. So the life becomes a total mix. So when you are looking right now at work that you want to be the best, the competition is even higher. You don't compete just with your peers. You might compete with the people who just come outside from the university, they have a great degree or they have a company before and we just might take a role, which is very, it can happen because of this. The market is really, really bad right now because like not with just the best survive, but the market kind of clears itself somehow. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, and this is
a topic.
This is also a difficult, like how to set boundaries at work, how to be a good colleague or coworker to coworker. So this is not easy, definitely.
We can go back to our dating life.
Yeah,
do you have another red flag?
It's not a red flag for me, but it's really important on the first date that a guy is paying on the first date.
Mandatory.
Yeah. And he has to choose a spot. Of course, we can agree on a spot together, but I won't plan the first date. This is his job. And I know it can be controversial in Germany especially, but it's his job. And yeah, I once heard that I am Eastern European, and of course I expect that people are gonna pay for me and that guy is gonna plan the date. But yeah, I expect it.
No, really? Someone told you this?
Yes.
That you are, because of your nationality, Eastern European.
Yeah, that's why
you have different type of expectations.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm always so pissed when people are trying to ruin the normality of not that they try to ruin, they try to argue.
And I remember this was also an example. I told a guy that I was dating that I expect a guy to open doors for me.
That's so cute.
And I don't expect it every time and always, but sometimes when we go to the restaurant or we are going to the car,
like a princess.
Yeah. And then he said that I am the Slavic princess that needs someone to open doors for me because I cannot do this by myself. So this was... It's not that this was a red flag, but we definitely spoke about it and I told him why it's important for me.
What did he reply when you told him why it's important for
that it's from my nationality. And he was German, and that he's not gonna open me doors every single time. And of course, he even didn't try. He didn't try to understand this is important for me. So this is the red flag. And a bit of a red flag for me is when someone is visiting, for example, if someone is living in the same city as their parents, and they are visiting their parents every single day.
That's a very big red flag. You don't do this.
Yeah. You don't. Or even once a week, I would say it's a lot.
Once a week, it's okay. Like,
yeah.
Once a week. If you live near to your parents, it's quite nice.
Okay, yeah. I forgot how it is.
It's like, you get
forgot how it is. But like every single day...
This is like mama's boy.
Yeah, or talking to your mom every single day.
That's mama's boy.
Yeah,
I cannot do it.
I cannot do this as well. Or checking with a mom everything.
How old was
This was in the
he? Very bad.
this was in the past. And he was 25.
Oh, he was
No.
still very young,
Mm.
but it's still a mama boy.
No.
We don't do this. Oh, but it's I have had the worst experiences dating German people. So for me, it's like German boys are starting to become out of this casual. They are proving me so much that I should
Yeah, we
not
are really
touch them.
sorry.
I should not touch German boys. They are
Yeah.
not made for me. I think it's just the problem in me, guys. It's not in you. I think you are great human beings.
Maybe it's the nationality.
I take myself from the equation. I give up. I said I have tried to understand you. I have tried to understand your culture. I have dated guys, German guys, who tried to put me in a box, you know?
Mm.
Like, I love how people think here
Yeah.
in boxes. The structure has to match, everything has to match.
Everything has to match. Oh, I have heard this as well.
Exactly, like you don't have, like, if you think a little bit differently,
You have to be perfect.
exactly, you have to be perfect, you have to have this, you have,
Yeah.
life is boring if you live in a box, just to let you know. Also, we're very different human beings. We are allowed to try new things or to do new things. Also, what I saw of German men, they don't believe. Like, I have dated a lot of German men, like five, five I remember.
I don't have experience with German boyfriend that much.
I remember that every time, for example, very recent conversation was with a guy. I told him that I opened my own Pilates studio, and I told you this, but he was like bioengineer, computer engineer, and so on. And his reply was like, "Oh, so cool, congratulations." And after that, I was like, "Ah, thank you very much. We just opened, we're new," and so on. After that, no reply.
But that's the thing, not only with German guys. I think guys are a bit afraid when it comes to girls that are really doing stuff and are taking actions. And many guys, they just want a girl who is working 9 to 5, coming back home, cooking, cleaning. Maybe I am wrong. You can let us know in the comments.
Fight us.
But I have noticed that if you're doing a bit more, you are strange because you're out of the box.
Exactly. Like I have this type of thinking that all the time when I was saying something that it was different than what they think, it was a little bit, for them, it was difficult to go through this. But the problem is not the fact that, the problem is their perspective on the things. That they are trying to, for example, I have dated another German guy, and I was also very ambitious in my job and so on. And for example, I was saying, okay, so I want to go to Paris next weekend with my girlfriend, and he was like, "You to Paris? How?" You know, I'm like, who do you think I am? Like,
just booking a ticket.
Exactly. Just booking a ticket, earning my own money. Nobody pays, and I go to Paris. Like, I hate when these people have this type of perspective in their head that you're like, you should not make it, or you should not be good enough, or you are not good enough, just because they, in their head, something that is good enough looks differently, which is so confusing people. Like, it's not my problem what you think, and also it's not my problem that you are not open-minded to understand other people. This pisses me off the most of German people. Their
open-minded.
The culture are so closed. You are thinking just in your box, and if someone thinks something else,
no, it's difficult to.
It's just difficult to overcome. You can, like, for example, with this German guy that I was dating, we liked each other so much. It was a drag in and drag out for years. For years. We liked each other. We had the attraction. But because I was not in the box and I was thinking outside of the box, I was never the choice.
Oh, I have another red flag from my ex-boyfriend. He was not open to learn new stuff.
This is also what I'm saying, like
So
closeness. Like,
he
why?
wasn't German, but for example, I'm still listening a lot to podcasts,
That's
and
good.
when I was sending him an episode, he never listened to it. When I told him about a book, he never wanted to read it. And it's
Did
not
you
that,
ask him?
yeah, I asked him why,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, no, I hate podcasts. No, I hate those type of books. No, I hate this film. But he never even tried it. He never listened to a podcast. He never read this type of book.
Do you think this is something that it affected you personally because you wanted to share a private moment?
I think that I wanted to show him something, and he was so close minded. He was only interested in one or two topics, and he was not open to try different stuff and try new stuff. Same with sport activities or holidays, destinations. It was really difficult to convince him to
Maybe
do
he's just
something.
stubborn.
Yeah, stubborn, definitely. But I would say this is also a red flag
No,
for
this is
me.
a red flag because actually, what comes to my mind is authority. What the German men don't see in me, for example, they don't see authority. They don't respect me.
Yeah.
This is somehow that
Mm-hmm.
I always catch on a little bit later or a little bit earlier in the conversation. I understand that they see me from a higher position and look at me down,
Mm-hmm.
which for me I really don't understand why, because our lives are different, but I should look up from you because I survived more than you. You are living in a cute bubble here with everything provided, and you have had your years in life to travel, to discover life, to get crazy, while me, I try to survive. I should look up from up to
Yeah.
you. But somehow they look at me like, oh, you haven't been to Madeira? No, I haven't.
Let's go together, they should tell you.
Like, oh, you haven't been to Valencia?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's like I did not have this type of possibilities as you, but the fact that you have lived in a different type of context, in a different type of country, doesn't give you the power
Yeah.
to look at me from a different type.
And this brings me to my green flag, which is taking care of me. And it's not that
Exactly.
I need someone who's gonna take care of me every single day, but I
But to
need,
think about it,
yes,
to think about you.
yeah, but I need someone that I know that, okay, he's there, I can trust him, he's gonna help me if I need the help, he's always there, I can tell him everything and he's not gonna judge me. And if I have a problem, if I have an issue, he's gonna be there and support me.
This is so hard to find
Yeah,
because this is kind of a key factors also to have in one friend,
yeah,
to have this type of unconditional support and understanding and no judgment. Sometimes you can judge in France, but if you can say it and you can just fix it up, it's all good. Sometimes this type of contrast or like these ups and downs work,
Mm.
but
And also talking about problems and emotions. If someone cannot talk to you about everything, then it's gonna be a red flag as well.
if we at least don't try.
Don't try. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think it's very hard
Trying.
for people to speak about their feelings. For some people, it's
Yeah.
much easier.
For me, it's also difficult. I am really close when it comes to talking about
But
feelings,
to
but I try.
but to be capable to stay in the room with a problem and to discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I think that people are avoiding all the time when they have a small fight, but something deeper in this, it stays there
Yeah.
that you need to discuss and you are not approaching. This is the problem because you have to discuss, sit down, face the things that you feel and you think and communicate it, no matter how hard this is or how you
Yeah.
think that it will gonna get you rejected or that it will gonna make you feel weird or it will gonna make you feel like look like a bad person.
Mm.
We're not perfect. Just to break up the ice, we're all bad and good.
That's why we do Unwell podcast.
Exactly.
Because we are just not perfect, and it's normal that we have things that we need to improve in ourselves as well.
Exactly. And I think we all have to be a little bit humble in our lives. We are not having all figured out, and it's okay. to not be perfect. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to admit that someone else it's right and you are wrong. It's okay to admit that sometimes you need additional type of support or you're emotional. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's part of a journey. But for me, it's very difficult to work, like to be around people who don't want to understand this also. They are having something in their life and they do it this way and this way works and yeah.
They're
Well,
just not open for changes, they are stubborn,
exactly.
and they
Why?
always think they are right, and this is the way they are doing stuff is the only way to do them.
Exactly. And this lack of respect, like for me, a big red flag is the lack of respect. If you don't respect me for who I am, no matter that I'm coming from corporate and I'm now a Pilates teacher, and now when it sounds like, okay, so I'm a Pilates teacher, some people are like, oh, okay, I'm a CEO for something like this, you know.
Because it's not serious job.
Exactly.
You're not growing every single year. You're not getting promotions.
Honestly, I work smarter than harder. This is my policy of life. I would rather try to have my own business to work for me and make myself money and me to be somewhere else than to prove that I'm a great person to a corporate. But this is my story. But the thing is that people don't respect this. They are even opposite sometimes. They are disrespected me for this, and especially when dating, when saying what you do,
I would never like disrespect a guy. I think so, because of the job he's doing.
I did. So I think this is my karma.
Of course, when it comes to super weird jobs, not weird, but without ambitious and just doing something because they don't want to try different stuff, then I would probably be a bit more strict.
This is the point of getting ambitious or not. Yeah. If you are not having the ambitions to grow in your area of expertise, then unfortunately it does not work. Because you have to have some desires and aspirations and to want something more and to put the work into this.
Yeah.
But people are different, just to say it. Like, some people choose comfort, some people choose just,
and it's fine,
status quo. Like, you don't need, not everyone needs to strive to become whoever they want to become. This is a lot of pressure on human beings. It's a lot of pressure to overcome, and it's not necessary. Like, it's not.
I think it's completely fine to just accept that people are different.
Exactly.
And if this is, for example, a red flag or a green flag for us, it doesn't have to be a red flag or a green flag for you. And you just have to figure out your own green and red flags.
Exactly. Let's finish up on a good note. And one green flag that we agree, which is not related to money, profession, or something. I chose a good heart, and I choose when a person is humble and admits their mistakes.
And I will add to this sense of humor.
Oh, it's so
and
cute.
Distance to life, and really just taking everything with a positive attitude.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, no.
Please don't.
Not all the time.
This has been driving me insane.
But I need someone who's just happy by my side.
Oh, it's so cute. I hope you find that. But we are so young. We're gonna get ourselves some hot husbands.
Hot, humble, with good and
generous
big
husband.
Husband.
Big hearts, exactly.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Big love. Cheers.
Yeah.